complain about
Apple
here
Pencil
because it
Pro
does
can
look
either be
fairly
the
good.
cleanest
You get the
iPad
Apple
upgrade
Pencil
you make
tip,
this
which
year,
is really nice.
or a
And
total
then
waste that
flat
sits
side
in a
allows
drawer.
you to basically
In the
plug it
next
into
few
the side
minutes,
of your
you'll
Apple
know
Pencil
which
and just
side you're
charge
on
it up.
based on one simple test, not hype. Here's the simple test. If you don't do at least one of these every week, you skip. Markup PDFs, take serious handwritten notes, sketch ideas, or do any kind of precise editing where your hand is faster than your typing. If that list sounds like you, keep going, because this pencil is built around speed, control, and staying ready without turning your workflow into a menu tapping exercise. And before anything else, the real deal breaker is compatibility. Apple Pencil Pro is not a universal stylus. The listing is very clear that you have to be on a supported iPad model, like iPad Pro 11-inch or 13-inch with M4 and M5, iPad Air 11-inch or 13-inch with M2 and M3, and iPad Mini with A17 Pro. If your iPad isn't on that list, the decision is done. If it is, then the real question becomes whether the features in this pencil actually remove friction in your daily routine, or whether your current setup already gets the job done. As a remote worker, that friction is real. You're juggling meetings, notes, quick sketches to explain an idea, and document edits that need to be clean enough to share. The moment your stylus feels slow, imprecise, or annoying to manage, you stop using it. Apple Pencil Pro is positioned as the one that's supposed to stay out of your way and keep your iPad feeling like a tool you can trust. Problem: remote work looks simple, but the pace is brutal. You're switching between a call, a shared doc, and a quick visual explanation, and the smallest delay breaks your focus. Tapping tiny icons, digging through brush menus, or losing your place when you change tools turns a smooth workflow into a stop-and-start mess. Benefit: Apple Pencil Pro is designed around intuitive control with gestures and haptics, so you can do more without leaving the canvas. The listing calls out gestures like squeeze and barrel roll, which are meant to help you access tools, change brushes, and create strokes without missing a beat, and haptics that let you feel when shapes snap into place. In real life, that means fewer interruptions when you're moving fast, like shifting from writing to highlighting, then to drawing a quick arrow or diagram, then back to writing again. It also means the pencil isn't trying to be a novelty feature. It's trying to reduce the number of times you have to stop, look away, and hunt for the right control. There's also a flat edge built in, so changing tools can be as simple as a finger tap on the pencil, which matters when you're using your iPad like a work surface, not a casual browsing device. Mini conclusion: if your frustration is all the little interruptions, Apple Pencil Pro is built to make your iPad feel quicker and more direct, like your hand is the interface. Problem: the next pain point is precision under pressure. If you're marking up a contract, reviewing a design, or taking meeting notes you'll actually reference later, sloppy input creates more work. Jagged lines, inconsistent shading, or strokes that don't land where you expect make the whole experience feel unreliable, and once you don't trust it, you stop reaching for it. Benefit: Apple Pencil Pro leans into pixel-perfect precision with tilt and pressure sensitivity and low latency, so it's built to respond the way your brain expects a pen to respond. Tilt and pressure sensitivity matter when you're shading, sketching, or switching line weight naturally without stopping to adjust settings. Low latency matters when you're writing fast during a call and you can't afford a delay between your hand and the screen. The listing also highlights Apple Pencil Hover support on certain models, specifically on iPad Pro and iPad Air with M2, letting you preview your mark before you make it. In day-to-day use, that's most valuable when you're trying to be accurate without zooming in and out constantly, like placing your cursor on a tight margin, lining up a highlight, or getting a stroke exactly where you want it before you commit. Apple Pencil Pro is framed as perfect for note-taking, drawing, and art, but the real value for a remote worker is that it makes handwriting and markup feel clean and controlled, not like you're fighting the input. It's also a physically compact tool with a listed diameter of 0.35 inches, and it's lightweight at 0.68 ounces, which matters more than people think when you're writing for long stretches. A heavy or awkward stylus creates fatigue. A light one disappears in your hand and lets you focus on the work. Mini conclusion: if your priority is clean writing, accurate markups, and strokes that feel immediate, this pencil is aimed at making the iPad feel dependable. Problem: then there's the practical problem that kills stylus habits faster than anything else: readiness. If the stylus isn't charged, isn't paired, or gets lost in your bag, it becomes a sometimes tool, and a sometimes tool never becomes part of your workflow, especially when your day is tight and you can't waste time troubleshooting. Benefit: Apple Pencil Pro attaches magnetically and supports wireless pairing and charging, which is basically Apple saying it should live on the iPad instead of floating around your desk. The listing is direct about this. It attaches, charges, and pairs magnetically. That magnetic attachment also helps with the mental load of keeping track of it, because there's a default home for it. On top of that, the product page states you can use Find My to locate your Apple Pencil Pro, which is one of those features you don't appreciate until the day it disappears between meetings. Power is handled through a battery system described on the listing as a lithium-ion battery, included and required, meaning it's built with that always-ready expectation, rather than being an accessory you constantly manage. The physical size on the page is listed as 8.25 by 2.25 by 0.75 inches, which reinforces that this is a dedicated tool meant to be carried, stored, and used without fuss. Mini conclusion: if your biggest issue is losing your stylus, forgetting to charge it, or dealing with setup friction, Apple Pencil Pro is built to stay paired, stay charged, and stay findable. Now, pull all of that into a real remote work routine. The pencil isn't trying to win on one flashy spec. It's trying to remove friction across the whole loop. Start a task fast, stay in flow, and keep output clean enough to share. That's why the feature set focuses on control and feel rather than just it writes. The listing says it's loaded with intuitive features for ultimate creative control, and whether you're creative in the traditional sense or just trying to communicate clearly in a work setting, control is what saves time. If you do a lot of document markup, the biggest win is not just precision, it's confidence. When your strokes land accurately and your shading or highlighting behave predictably, you stop redoing work. When the pencil responds with low latency, you can take faster notes during meetings without your handwriting turning into something you can't read later. When tilt and pressure sensitivity behave the way you expect, diagrams become quicker because your hand can vary the stroke naturally. And when hover is available on your supported iPad model, it becomes easier to place marks intentionally, especially on tight layouts. If your work includes visuals at all, even basic ones, the barrel roll and squeeze gestures become more than a gimmick. They're there so you can change what you're doing without breaking eye contact with your work. Think of the difference between writing a note and quickly shifting to a highlighter, then switching to an eraser, then back to writing. When that cycle is smooth, you actually use the features your apps provide. When it's clunky, you simplify everything just to avoid the hassle, and your iPad becomes less useful than it should be. And this is where the compatibility language matters again, because the listing ties key features to specific iPad models. It calls out Apple Pencil Hover on iPad Pro and iPad Air with M2. It also emphasizes that Apple Pencil Pro works with specific iPad Pro, iPad Air, and iPad Mini models, including iPad Pro 11-inch and 13-inch with M4 and M5.
You're still getting a very good type of design on the exterior. These things, pretty much for the most part, do look fairly good. So with this type of Apple Pencil, you are getting this type of flat side on the
app ecosystem through the App Store. The practical takeaway is that you're not buying something locked to one single use. It's meant to work across note-taking, sketching, coloring, and document markup, which is exactly what a remote workflow needs. One tool that adapts as your tasks change throughout the day. Now, the physical details are worth mentioning because they tell you what kind of product this is. The page lists the material as aluminum and the color is white. Aluminum matters because it signals a rigid, premium feel, rather than a cheap plastic stylus that flexes or wears quickly. The lightweight at 0.68 ounces matters because it's designed for long sessions. And that flat edge isn't just a design choice. It supports the idea of tool switching and stable handling. In a daily routine, those design decisions show up as fewer annoyances, which is exactly what makes a tool stick. Downside 1. If your iPad model isn't on the compatibility list, Apple Pencil Pro is an automatic skip, even if you love the idea. Downside 2. If you only do occasional basic notes and you won't use gestures, hover, or pressure and tilt features, you may not feel enough difference to justify the upgrade. Buy Apple Pencil Pro if you're on a compatible iPad and your week includes real note-taking, markups, or creative work where control and speed matter. Skip it if compatibility doesn't match or your usage is too light to benefit from the advanced features. If this sounds like the kind of practical upgrade you've been looking for, you'll find a link to the Apple Pencil Pro in the description below. Take a minute to check the details, read more reviews, and see if it fits your needs on Amazon. Some links are affiliate links, so I may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. To make the decision easy, come back to the test. If you regularly take handwritten notes, markup documents, or sketch ideas where precision saves time, Apple Pencil Pro is built to turn your iPad into a tool that feels direct and reliable. The listing backs that up with pixel-perfect precision, tilt and pressure sensitivity, and low latency, plus advanced features like squeeze and barrel roll, haptics that confirm actions, and hover support on compatible iPad Pro and iPad Air with M2 miles to preview your mark before you commit. If your frustration has been tool switching, breaking flow, or output that doesn't look clean enough to share, that's exactly the friction this pencil is designed to remove.